how to actually pass a prop firm challenge or evaluation, whether you're trading Forex or you're trading futures and commodities or stocks, because there are some prop firms that are offering you to trade equities as well. With that being said, my name is Dennis Anthony, D Anthony for short. What I want to kind of cover in this video, before we get into any of the strategies, before we get into any of the technical analysis looks, or what strategy is the best, or what book should I read, all of this other nonsense that we all kind of gravitate towards. So for all of you guys who are very impatient, for all of you guys that are very kind of anxious and just ready to go out and sign the contract for a brand new Lamborghini, you guys can just leave this video now, because you guys will probably never pass a prop firm and actually take a payout. And if you do pass the prop firm, more than likely there's going to be 85% of you that blow your funded account inside of 7 days. It's not just me saying that. I have talked directly to CEOs of different prop firms, and I've got the statistics on the pass rate and the failure rate once you do actually get funded. And it's only like 25 to 35% of people that actually get funded make it past the first week before having to reset an account. So if you are really serious about adding more additional income to your personal account, or you're looking for added additional income to take a nice vacation, or maybe you want to help pay that car note, or whatever the case may be, you want to be a trader. You landed on this video because you obviously want to be some type of trader. You want to obviously take money out of the markets. You want to be a risk manager. So what I want to kind of focus on here, I'm going to break this down. It's going to be a lot of talking. So I really want you, go grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, just kind of take key notes, right? If any of you guys have ever been to a conference or a seminar, just take notes, right? There's going to be certain things that I'm going to say that are going to highlight and stick out in your brains. Again, I'm going to say that there's going to be certain things that are going to kind of make a light bulb go off in your head, that you're going to sit back and think, that made a lot of sense. Maybe I do need to work on this. So the first analogy that I'm going to use is, let's say, for example, we're not a trader. We're going to open up a regular business. Let's say we're going to open up a plumbing business, okay? Now, are we going to just think of a name for our company, D Anthony Plumbing? Are we just going to run an ad on wherever we run ads, whether it's social media, whether it's a newspaper, whether it's door to door? However, are we just going to run an ad, get that call in the middle of the night that someone's toilet is backed up, without us having any equipment, without us having any tools, without us having a truck, or actual training, or actual knowledge of how to clean out a pipe? Would we do that? The idea of opening up a business sounds great, but without the knowledge and the proper game plan, we will fail very, very quickly. So take that same approach into your trading, whether you're trading a personal account or you're trading for a prop firm. First things first is we need a business plan. Many of us think that we can just buy these prop firms or get funded, and we're just going to make a crap ton of money in the first month. We're all going to retire and become millionaires, right? I've heard it time and time again. There was a time, a long time ago, when I first started trading, which was 8.5 years ago, that I thought I was going to be able to buy these penny stocks and I was just going to make a crap ton of money and retire. Little did I know I was going to lose money for the first 2.5 years before I actually understood what it takes to be consistent, to keep the lights on, and to run this like an actual business. Now, 6 years later, I've been doing this full time. I have a general understanding, okay? I have a general understanding of how to keep the lights on and how to make money. So what we first need to do is create a business plan. We need to understand, how much do these prop firms, these challenges, how much do they cost? Okay, I'm just going to throw out round numbers, okay, because I'm funded with 3 different companies, so I've got the average of how much they cost, right? It could be anywhere from $100 to $250 for these futures in equities. Obviously Forex, it might be a little bit more, maybe $300, $400, $500, that you get that money back once you get funded, right? So it doesn't really matter, but for the sake of this video, let's say it costs $200 to take an evaluation or to take a challenge. First things first is we need to get a journal. We need to understand this is coming off of our bottom line. This is an expense. This $200 is now an expense to our business. Now, when and how fast are we going to get a return on our investment? Again, so I'm not talking about strategies. I'm not talking about the VWAP. I'm not talking about supply and demand. I'm not talking about order blocks. I'm not talking about none of this stuff. The technical analysis side, the strategy side, the which strategy to use is the easy part. Okay, that's the easy part. The hard part is understanding how we're going to get there. Okay, so again, if a prop firm challenge or evaluation is going to cost us $200 out of pocket, we need to write down that expense. We need to put an estimated return on investment. So what are we going to take? How long is it going to take before we go from just going through the challenge or the evaluation process to actually getting funded, to actually when can we take a payout? Some companies have, after, as soon as you get funded, maybe there's a 10-day wait, maybe there's a 15-day trade period, maybe there's a 7-day trade period. Some of them have a 2-week trade period minimum before you can actually pass the challenge to get funded. So all in all, let's say it's going to take us 30 to 45 days, okay? 30 to 45 days to go from taking a challenge, getting funded, to actually being able to take a payout, okay? I'm gonna push that back a little bit because again, there is no rush. Again, write this down. There is no rush. The only rush that is going on is inside here. You have the rush or the need to sprint to the finish line. What finish line? It's an imaginary line. Whether it takes you 45 days to get funded or it takes you 90 days to get funded, you still ended up in the same spot. Now, if you're someone that says, I don't have a job, I've got my last $200, I need to flip this $200 into $2,000 to pay rent in 30 days, my biggest recommendation for you is to go out there and get a second job, is to go out there and get a job, is to go out there and find a side hustle, drive Uber, do whatever you got to do so you can take yourself out of that financial situation of feeling the need to be pressed and stressed to make money now. Okay, if we can stay in business, if we can keep the lights on for 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, I can guarantee you that you will make money. You will make a withdrawal. But if you come into this thinking that within the first 30 days, you need to make $10,000 to pay 3 months of back mortgage, you are going to fail. You will fail because it's a psychological game. You're going to feel that itch to trade. You're going to overtrade. You're going to go on tilt. You're going to revenge trade. You're going to make a bunch of money, get excited, think that you're already there, ready to cash out the bag. And one trade is going to take it all away from you. Understand that, please. Understand that there is no race going from the evaluation process or challenge, whatever the particular company calls it, to getting into a performance account or funded account or whatever the company calls it, right? There's no race. So whether it takes you 45 days or 60 days, we're still going to get to the same spot. Okay. So if the account costed us $200, that money comes off of our bottom line. If we have an expectation for 45 to 60 days to go from nothing to getting funded, and that's when we're going to be able to actually see a return on our investment. How much money do we need to make to actually make this profitable? We only need to make $200. Now, you may be thinking to yourself right now, oh, I can't survive off $200. Why would I waste all my time and trade for $200? Well, a $200 win at the end of the month, once you're funded, is a 1-to-1 R to R. Right? So basically, if you were willing to risk 200, which we already risked 200 and we made $200, we just now scratched out and we've made our money back. Great. So if we make $400, now we're at a 2-to-1, right? So we risk the initial 200 to make $400. So essentially we are net positive $200. So here's what I'm going to get at. A lot of times you are in a trade where you're up $100, $150, $300. And what do? We hold for more and more and more and more. And next thing you know, that trade comes back against you. Now you go into the negative. Now you're in drawdown. Now you sell, try to reverse the move, and then it goes against you once again. Now you're completely panicked and flipping out that you're losing money now when you were just up $300. Guys, if an average salary, average job in the United States pays anywhere between, I'm in California, so anywhere between $15 an hour and around $25 an hour for your average entry level position, why is it that when we're up $100 in a matter of 10, 15, 20 minutes that we want more? We are making in 10, 15, 20 minutes what some people take to make 8 hours in a day, right? Some people are making $150 in a day, $200 in a day, working 8, 9 hours. Why is it that we can go up $200 in a matter of 30 minutes and feel like it's not good enough? It's all in here. Understand the mindset. So here's my clear path as to, my biggest takeaway from this. Take as much time as it needs to get funded, okay? Because there is no rush. I will tell you that if you're trading futures, which is the NQ, the ES, please, please, please do not trade the minis. It's a complete sucker's gamble. Can you make $1,000 like this? Of course. Can you make $5,000 in a day? Of course. But the majority of people, and the numbers can vary. You would have to talk to a specific prop firm, get comfortable trading with them. Maybe they can give you those statistics, but personally, I've got some of the statistics from one of the prop firms, and it's around 80% of people who trade the NQ in the ES, whether they're in the evaluation stage or they're in the funded process stage, blow their accounts because they're oversized trading mini contracts, okay, which is NQ or ES. Do me a favor, through the whole process, until you at least take 2-3 payouts, trade the micros. NASDAQ is MNQ and the SPY is MES. Trade those. Yes, the profits aren't going to be as big, but they're going to be more consistent. Your equity curve is going to go more like this than like this. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You will have less of a chance of blowing up an account if you're trading micros. And like I said, the money's not going to be as good, but the whole overall goal is if we took $200 to get into this prop firm and to actually get funded, if we can make a withdrawal of $1,000, okay, $1,000, we're talking about 2, 4, 6, 8. We're talking about a 4-to-1 risk reward to risk on our investment. Guys, how many people, okay, this is the last key takeaway, and I'm going to do a whole video series, and I'll get into strategies, and I'll get into tactics, and I'll get into more technical stuff, but I really want to kind of open up this series with explaining things that are going to make a light bulb switch go on. How many banks or anything where you can invest your money, can you put in $200 and 60 days later take out 4 times your money? I will wait for an answer. Where can you put in $200 and take a return of $800 in 60 days? If you know a spot, please leave it down in the comments. And I do not mean gambling. Of course, we can go to the casino, we can put $200 down on black, and we can run that up 5 times in a row if we're extremely lucky. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm not talking about sports betting. I'm not talking about casinos. I'm not talking about slot machines. I'm not talking about betting your buddy around the block who can drink more beers in an hour. I'm talking about legitimate ways to earn a return on investment that actually require a skill, okay? Where can you invest $200 to potentially take out 3, 4, 5 times your investment in 60 or 90 days? So the key takeaway and the key point that I want to make is that we don't need to look at it as I have $50,000 or $100,000 in prop firm cash, but look at it as I invested $200. Can I take out $1,000? And can I do that every month? How fast sometimes have you made $1,000 trading? Whether it's on demo, whether it's on personal, whether it's previously in taking these prop firm challenges, even if it was in the evaluation stage. How many times have you made 500? How many times have you made 1,000 and then blown up the account? What would happen if you had 5 accounts that each made $1,000 instead of trying to take one account to 5, $10,000? Let's say you have a really awesome day and you make $800 in one day and you say, I'm done trading this account for 2 weeks. Let me trade my second account. That next account, you make $500, right? Then a third account, you make $800 again, okay? Now you're talking about $2,000. Let's say for the example, for the sake of the video, that you are funded. That $2,000, you can make a withdrawal in 30 or 45 days. You can see the potential of how just return on your initial $200 can play such a big contributing factor to adding more money to your bottom P&L, to adding more money to your bottom line. I want that to really sink in. It's not about taking a $50,000 or $300,000 funded account to $1 million. It's about thinking that I just invested $200, and if it takes me 45 or 60 days to make $1,000 on it, that's a hell of a return on investment. That's a hell of a return on investment. And as you start to take those payouts, you take that profit and you put another $200 in, and you get a second additional account. You trade the first account until you make $800 to $1,000, and you stop trading that account. You move to the second account, you work that account, you give yourself a small daily loss. If it's a $50,000 account, I would say no more than $200 to $250 daily loss. Do not trust their $2,000 daily loss limit, because what that's going to do is entitle you to keep trading all the way up until 2,000. Give yourself $200. If you lose $250, come back the next day. I'm going to leave you guys with this comment. The stock market, the futures market, the Forex market has been here, I can guarantee you 100% way before you. And I can guarantee you when you pass and you no longer walk on this great earth, it will still be here. So why are you in a rush to get to an imaginary finish line? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, a comment, a like. I'm going to make a video series on this. It's probably going to be 15-20 videos showing you guys the entire process of how to get funded. If you guys are looking for great companies that do payouts, that have good rules, that have good user dashboards and good customer service, those links are down in the description box below. If you guys are looking to understand how to build a trading plan, have a strategy, looking for a mindset coach, looking for one-on-one coaching, definitely visit my website, evolutiontraders.com. That link is also down in the description box below. I will see you guys all in the next video. If you guys want to join the trading community at Discord, that link is also down there as well. I will catch you guys all next time. Happy trading. Good luck. I hope you guys are all very, very prosperous, and I'll see you guys all next time.